All right, let's get into it. Yeah. I was gonna start rapping.
Turned up, you wanna get behind it. I wanna feel your body in some fire. You let me do the talking, baby, quiet.
What up, 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 what up?
Next month's the start, no getting fine. I wanna feel your body in some fire. Yeah. Big deal, big wheels, oh. Pop seals.
Vibe out right quick.
When I still, oh. Can I feel, can I taste, can I chill? Take a little sip. Ooh, bad bitch, she look fine, she does it. Savage, you don't mind, you love it. Center stage, she go live, don't touch it. Come and play for the night. She love that shit. X marks the spot, no can you find it? Turned up, you wanna get behind it. I wanna feel your body in some fire. You let me do the talking, baby, quiet.
I want to welcome y'all to episode 27 of Malik Scylore Podcast, man. Y'all know how we like to do it, man. We like to vibe out for a second. Welcome to 2025. It is the beginning of the year. I want to welcome y'all to 2025. Let's fucking go.
Pour up the goose, give me the loot. Little booty on the loose, legs in the sky, hit the stars in the roof. Yeah. Ride like a lead, don't trip it on my mink. Yeah, climb over the sheet, sitting on top, hit it like BB. Swear that pussy made me spin my checks. Type pussy made me switch up on the set. You a trophy girl, I brought me there. I would fuck your G-spot trying to find your ex.
Must be spot, no can you find it? Turned up, you wanna get behind it. I wanna feel your body in some fire. You let me do the talking, baby, quiet.
I want to give a shout out to everybody listening out there, man. Y'all already know who I'm shouting out, man. I want to shout out the truck drivers. I want to shout out, man, whoever listening in the car right now. I want to shout out everybody on the way to work right now. I want to shout out everybody listening on Apple Podcasts, Spotify Music, or Spotify Podcasts. Everybody watching on YouTube, I appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Man. My applause is not working right now. So just imagine we applause right now. Welcome to episode 27 of the Malik Scylore Podcast. I am your host, Malik Scylore, man. It's been a really good start of the year. I was on break for a long time. I was on break for a really long time. Hold on real quick. All right, we back. Yeah. Let's get that applause started now. Yeah, I gotta work again. But yeah, but like I was saying, it's been a really good start of the year. I've been on break for a very long time. And I don't know why I keep using so many adjectives, but I was on break for a long time. And I kind of got used to not doing anything. Obviously I was doing the podcast and stuff, but I got used to just chilling in the house for a minute because I was off work for a minute. Unexpected days too. They would just call me. It was like, yeah, you know, got to show up. Like, you're good. And I was like, bet, like, still getting paid. But like, all right, bet. You ain't got to say too much about it. But yeah, man, it's been a really good start of the year. It's only 5 days into the year already, but it's been good. I hope y'all been having a good start of the year so far. We still got a bunch of days left. Still got 360 days left of this year. And everything's going to work out the way it's supposed to, man. And you ain't got to really worry about too much. It's been a lot that's been going on, just dealing with trying to get everything right, trying to get the podcast right, trying to get the YouTube right. Like, I have a YouTube channel that I haven't even posted on in like forever. And I just try to get my mind right to try to get get these things out, but not overdo it. I like doing things the way that I want them done. And it's just been a lot trying to get everything together. Today's probably going to be a shorter podcast than normal. Obviously, my co-host isn't here. He'll be back sometime in the future. But yeah, I'm just trying to get everything together, everything right. There has been a lot of stuff that happened since the last podcast. We're going to just get into some light stuff real quick. We ain't going to go too heavy right now. We're going to get into the music stuff. So Lil Baby dropped his new album. It's called Wham. There's been a lot of discourse about it. Just to be honest, I didn't really like the album too much. I mess with Lil Baby hard, like on his old stuff. I talked about him in a couple last few episodes. But I messed with his last stuff. My Turn, Harder Than Ever, Drip Season with Gunna. Like I think it's called Drip Season. It's called something. I don't remember the name of it. But I remember I messed with those. But it's just this new stuff, man. I just can't get jiggy with me. I don't want to sound like I'm hating on him because I'm not. It's just I can't get jiggy with him. But he was at a top level. Like I said before, like the engineering, the over auto tuning, just the nonchalantness of the songs. It seems like he just don't care about the craft or whatever. But the album, I think it was more than 10 songs. I listened to it about 3 to 4 times because I wanted to, like, when people are on a pedestal, when certain artists are on a pedestal to me, I give them a chance to keep listening to their stuff because that first listen may not resonate. That's just how it happens sometimes. Like the first listen of an album may not always resonate when you wake up in the morning and the first thing you do is, well, not first thing you do, but in the morning you listen to the album, it may not hit as hard as when you listen to it later. So, I always give artists that I mess with that type of chance. You feel me? So, I woke up, put the album in the car, rode to work, boom. And it just was hitting. The song with Thug and Future, that was cool. The song with Rod Wave, that was cool. The song with 21 was cool, but I felt like 21 walked baby too. So it was just it was a weird experience listening to that album because I'm like, I didn't expect more from this album, but I didn't expect garbage from the album, right? So I want to play, I do want to play the who is it? Baby, Future, and Thug's part. I can't even find it. So I can't even find it. That's that shit. Yeah, I can't even find it. Yeah. Hey, that's a sign right there. But Thug had a new verse on that album. It was a cool verse. It was a cool verse. I know people looking at it, trying to dissect it, like, he can only talk about certain things. It was a Thug verse. Like, there wasn't anything different in the verse that Thug wouldn't have already done. There probably was a couple shots in there. You can interpret those the way that you want to, but overall, the Thug verse is solid. Like, I think Future walked both of them on the song, but that's just my opinion. The Thug verse is solid. Then he had a song on there that reminded me of that. I don't know if y'all remember, but a couple of years ago, Baby did a song called Hey. And it was just garbage. Like, hey, like, yeah, no, we don't. That Say Twin on there reminded me of that, and I was like, oh my gosh, what is going on? But all in all, man, y'all can check out the album. You probably already listened to the album, especially if you're watching this podcast or listening to this podcast. You probably listened to the Baby album already. But yeah, y'all gonna listen to it. I'm not gonna rate it because I just don't want to be an asshole. But yeah, that song just was not it that album was not it at all for me. But man, shout out to Lil Baby. Keep working. I mean, it's not like people still mess with him just because I don't, and it seems like online is easy to just not mess with his music. Like, they all be one, they come together and not mess with his music, just following the trend or whatever. But me, I'm an R&B person anyway, so it takes a lot for me to like really listen to hip hop for real. Like, I'm mostly listening to R&B or if I'm listening to rap, I'm listening to like Cole, Joey Badass, you know, shit like that. But yeah, man. But shout out to Lil Baby though. I mean, there's no ill will there. Shout out to him. We're gonna stay on music for a second because Drake dropped some music, but it was kind of, did he drop, didn't he drop? I don't know how to really explain it, because he did, he was rapping on it, wasn't AI or anything like that. The conductor who produced the song is called the Irish Freestyle. The conductor who produced the song, he put up a video on a trailer or something on his YouTube, and this Drake freestyle was inside that. But I do want to play that. I do have that because I'm sitting here looking at it. I do have it's called the Fighting Irish Freestyle by Drake. And here's a little bit of that.
Yeah. The summer is over, I missed it. Barrel was smoking, I kissed it. Fair showed us the renters for Texas, it's unrealistic. Cut him the check, cause I hate reviewing the budgets and limits. Just pay the man. The world fell in love with the gimmicks, even my brothers got tickets. Seemed like they loved every minute. Just know the shit is personal to us and it wasn't just business. Analyzing behavioral patterns is somewhat suspicious. Niggas was never happy for me when I run up the digits, or when I'm breaking world records still as I guzzle a Guinness, or when I get my fifth made back cause the color is different. Remember we traded watches, I gave you the Arabic dial, you gave me a numbered edition. You would even check up on my son like a pediatrician. Sure convinced the gang that shit was rooted in love when it isn't. Show me how different we are, there's blessings in juxtaposition.
So this is Drake sitting at a table, reading off his phone. This is not recorded like a real song. That's why it sounded like that. This is a camera pointed at him and he reading the freestyle off of his phone. Now, I'm a big Drake fan. I fuck with Drake. I know all of his 98% of his catalog. I mess with it, right? So I've heard this flow many a times before, and it's the Drake flow. It's a classic Drake, well, the new classic Drake flow, because back in the day it was more pronounced and stuff like that. But I want to give him grace on this one because he's reading it off a phone, looking like he's trying to get the flow going or whatever. This was since taken down from YouTube, so obviously it wasn't something to be released, but since it was taken down already. But Drake, a lot of people are hating because it's like, oh, it's the same tired ass Drake flow. He ain't talking about nothing. He's scarred from LeBron and all this stuff. Like it's all this fodder within, you know, trying to figure out what's going on in his head. For one, he was reading off a phone like he was back in the day in Funk Flex, but actually just rapping in the flow that he normally raps in. So I can't judge it. Like I can't judge the energy and like the pronouncement of his words, enunciation of his words and stuff like that, because he wasn't in the studio. Now, if this song gets released like CDQ and, you know, studio version or whatever, and he still has the same like lax, non-pronounced flow, then, you know, we can get to talking then. But just judging just based off the lyrics or whatever for this one, pause for a second. Yeah, I'm back. But yeah, it's just I'm a pause talking about Drake real quick. Man, there's a lot going on. I don't know if I'm not, obviously I'm sick. Obviously I'm still trying to get everything going. And I'm trying this 2-camera setup. So I got my camera in front of me set up, which is the A camera. Then I have the B camera set up also. On YouTube it's gonna look crazy because I was using this A camera at first, and the footage, the battery the external battery I was using got exhausted very, very quickly. Like during the intro is not going to be on YouTube anyways because of the music that was playing. But during the intro, the camera got exhausted. I changed the battery in the camera, and I guess I didn't. And I have the monitor for the camera on my right. So if y'all see me looking to my right a lot, I have the monitor for my camera on my right. Right. And I'm doing the podcast. I'm talking about Drake playing Lil Baby tracks. Like I'm doing the podcast, and I look up and I don't see the red light on the camera, so that's off. And I'm pretty sure it's been off the whole time. So on YouTube, you'll probably just see the footage from the right that's recording because the camera, the A camera wasn't recording at all. But from this point now, you'll probably see both lenses, just depending. But I just feel like everything today, like getting the podcast going, putting the outline for the podcast, getting the music that I needed for the podcast, the files and stuff for the podcast. It seemed like it was just a lot. It may have been on me because I didn't seem as focused or whatever. And I mean, that happens in life. But when I was just changing out the camera battery just a second ago, and I got to keep an eye on that thing because that thing likes to shut off. But as I was changing, I was like, I felt frustrated. But I felt like that was it was an honest time to be frustrated like that. Yeah, like you feel like shit's not going your way and it seems messy. But I feel like it was a good thing to talk about, like when shit like that happens in life, where you just feel like shit's not going your way, or you forgetting important stuff, or stuff that's not working for you. You just gotta sit back and let it fucking happen. Like, things in life ain't gonna be the way that you want it to be all the time, and things are not gonna go as planned all the time. But you gotta realize you're in the present. Anything that didn't or did happen is in the past, and it could have adverse effect on you in the future, but you still have to deal with what you're dealing with right now, right? And I know that seems a bit like introspective right now, but I just felt that way as I was changing my camera battery. I was like, damn, like I couldn't get this shit right. Like I'm changing the camera battery. I got the other camera. Luckily I had the other camera up, so none of the footage is lost or whatever. But it's just like, damn, like I've never forgot to turn on the A camera. Like I'm sitting here talking to a camera that wasn't on. Like what the fuck? Like it's just crazy. But yeah, I just said all that to say, like, things happen in life and you just have to not deal with it, but you just have to know to keep moving progressionally. You got to keep moving forward, because if you don't, shit, you're just going to be stuck in the same place. You're going to be real stagnant and nothing's going to happen. So I just turn that shit back on and continue with the podcast. But back to talking about Drake. Sorry, I had to go on a little tangent right there, but back to talking about Drake. Yeah. I do want him to release a song, CDQ, so I can hear more of the bars and the good. Because I mean, it sounds like it's coming out of a shoebox. I know I sound nasally right now. I think I'm a little bit sick, but it's okay. He sounds a little bit just off and uninspired. That's what the song sounds like. I fuck with Drake, but this song, it just, it's too normalized for me. But y'all let me know what y'all think. So, New Year's is a little somber, but New Year's, the tragedy happened in New Orleans, and it got me thinking like about a lot of it. If you don't know what happened in New Orleans on Bourbon Street, there was a dude. He was in the Marines, if I'm not mistaken. He was in the Marines, and he took his pickup truck and rammed into the street on the Bourbon Street. He floored it, rammed into the street on the Bourbon Street in New Orleans, killed 12 people, and I think 34 got injured. This is all, and I think 34 got injured. And then he hopped out the car, started firing at the cops. The cops fired back, killed him, right? And this is the fucking first of the year, the start of the year, January 1st. Like, it's fucking nuts. But it got me thinking about like the way that America is right now, like the way that the country is and continues to be. It's saddening. It's very saddening. Like, we have to live in this world where shit like this, live in this country where shit like this continues to fucking happen. And rest in peace to all the victims, and prayers to all of the victims that were injured. But rest in peace to all of the victims that were killed. Because that shit is, it's crazy. It's 100% crazy. And people have so many fucking excuses for the guy and what was wrong and why he did this and all that stuff, but they never really focus on like the brain and the mental stability of the desensitization, I think that's the word. Desensitized. Yeah, like the people are desensitized to this shit. And it's so much of a common occurrence. This shit is so much of a common occurrence that people are very just desensitized to this shit. And it's concerning because this shit just keeps on happening. And people just like, damn, that's crazy. And then move on with their life. Like, this shit has to be addressed at some point, like addressed seriously at some point. Yeah, I'm on a podcast speaking about this shit like, oh, what are you doing about it? I don't know what to do about it. All I can do is voice what I think because I don't have the resources to go out and advocate for all this. Like, this is my version of speaking up and advocating and spreading awareness for getting through shit like this and stopping shit like this. Like, this shit happens way too fucking often. Mass casualty stuff. Like, this is just the shit that's on the news. The dude that did this shit is just shit on the news. Like, something happened like a couple of days later. I didn't read that because it's just like, it's just too much to do with the Cybertruck or whatever. But it's just like too much. Like, when are we going to? So obviously, something's wrong in this motherfucking country. Like, something is wrong, and people we just feel like we're just dealing with this shit. Like, it's a lot. It's a lot. All right, yeah, I know that was a pause real quick, man. I just had to get myself together. So what's gonna happen is I'm gonna end this podcast right here. Well, I'm gonna end this episode, not the podcast. I'm gonna end this episode right here. There is a lot of just stuff that I got to deal with today. So I'm gonna end this podcast episode right here. I do appreciate y'all listening. I know this is a very, 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 very short episode. It's freaking 25 minutes, but I do appreciate y'all tuning in. Next week will be I'll be back bigger, better, extra prepared, and man, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all listening. Malik Scylore, peace.